team. As for Duke, Tricia Liston averaging 23 points per game so far in the NCAA tournament. We are underway in regional semifinal number 1. And Chelsea Gray, the outstanding sophomore point guard for Duke, averaging 9 assists per game so far in the NCAA championship. Here's a three-pointer by Peters that's off target and rebounded by Eugenia McPherson.
You see right away in the man-to-man defense, St. John's will bring help to the low block. You have to turn Elizabeth Williams into a passer. Man-to-man defense by Duke to start the basketball game, but they will switch it up and play some matchup.
Elbow jumper is good for Nadira McKenna, who is 12 of 17 so far in the NCAA tournament. Williams baseline, it was cut off and she turned it over. Here's McKenna in transition, good look, and a strip out of bounds.
First 2 tournament games despite having a stress fracture in her right leg. Now Williams has been practicing with an air cast on, but she'll go, as you see, without the cast tonight, instead wearing kinesio tape to aid healing, arch tape to alleviate the pressure on her shin, and a compression sleeve to help with pain. And Dave, Williams told me she was able to practice a lot more yesterday than she thought, and tonight it's just a matter of, quote, putting the pain in the back of her mind.
Well, she averaged 25 minutes per game. Debbie, you and I were there. We watched her play both games. Did you see any difference in Elizabeth Williams' game?
I thought she was effective. I thought she was dominant block to block. She averages 30.5 minutes on the season, so she only played 5 less minutes than the average in the NCAA tournament. Look, she's their best player. Yep. Clearly, she has been tough to play the minutes that she's played, but they've got to have her on the floor to get a win.
Great tough shot. And draws a foul. It's the first foul in the game.
On the season, that's a big number when 67% of your baskets are assisted.
Foul is on Amber Thompson of St. John's. Gray gets both free throws.
And see what St. John's is going to try to do with their defense, Dave, is make Duke make plays off the bounce. They can't let them make plays off the pass. If they can make them make plays off the bounce, that means their defense is being disruptive.
Now Duke, in their game against Vanderbilt, with great execution offensively, and they shot about 65% from the field. Another turnover by Duke in backcourt. McPherson with the steal. Stevens able to get the handle, and a three-point opportunity as she's fouled by Haley Peters. Stevens gets the three-point play. She's a terrific story. We talked about the injury. Originally, when she went in for that surgery, they thought it was only going to be a few weeks. She ended up missing 4 months. And again, as Duke turns it over, terrific season, won at UConn, ended that 99-game home win streak. And here they are in their first Sweet 16.
And in the matchup zone by Duke, and it didn't take long for Joanne McCauley to get out of that man-to-man defense. We saw them play a lot of man in Nashville against Samford and Vanderbilt.
Stevens on the drive, it hung on the rim and drops. She's got the last 5 for St. John's.
Sheena Stevens, when she was not on the floor, Dave, they were 5-5. They had a couple of tough losses. That's her presence. It's equal in presence in terms of what Elizabeth Williams does is also.
Gray missed the layup and pulled down by Amber Thompson. Entry pass is deflected. Selby tried to save it, and St. John's ends up with a bucket at 7 in a row for Sheena Stevens and a 9-2 St. John's lead.
You see the quickness factor early on in this first 4-minute segment. Every loose basketball St. John's is just quicker to.
Here's Liston. Out to Peters, an open 3. And Peters knocks it down. And she is shooting 44% from 3.
Well, Haley Peters is the most versatile player for Duke. Because of her 6'3" frame, she can stretch to the three-point line, as we just saw. She also is capable of posting up on the block and being a factor.
At a career-high 25 points in the second-round win at Vanderbilt. Here's McKenna with the shot clock at 7, defended by Selby. McKenna with a great look, and Stevens with 9 in a row for St. John's. She only averages 11 points per game, but Stevens has scored 9 straight, 4 of 4 shooting.
See, McKenna is doing a great job getting a piece of the paint. Good job of attacking the middle of the floor.
Gray with a floater, able to bank it in. Chelsea Gray, who's from nearby Stockton, California, only a couple of hour drive. Said she'll have about 50 members of her family along with some friends here today in Fresno for the ball game.
See, this matchup right here is one that St. John's can take advantage of. The Liston defensive effort on McPherson. You're doing a nice job of being effective around the rim, and there's a great offensive rebound off a missed free throw. That will not make Coach McCauley very pleased. And see what Duke has done is they're mixing up. They're in their matchup now because I don't think they can keep St. John's from getting to the middle of the floor off the bounce.
Pass deflected. St. John's keeps possession, ends up with a three. It was not a good shooting team. They were last in the Big East in made threes and near the bottom in three-point percentage. As McPherson, though, hits a triple to give St. John's an 8-point lead.
She just happens to be their best three-point shooter. That's her 32 made three to lead the team. That's less than one a game.
And she shoots 32%, so it's not like she's a great three-point shooter. Just happens to be the best on the team, but they're firing away here. Stevens missing and cleared by Elizabeth Williams. Williams without a point yet. In fact, hasn't even taken a shot.
Yes, they need to get her going. I mean, they need to get her a quality touch on the low block where she can be effective.
And we get a St. John's foul. Second team foul. The 5 seed, that's the only seed that did not hold up. They knocked off Purdue, the 4 seed, in West Lafayette in the second round as Williams with her first shot attempt of the game, and she's fouled. So 2 quick fouls on St. Yet Elizabeth Williams, 114, is more than 23 teams in the NCAA tournament. That tells you how amazing Griner's freshman season was, and that's just continued till today. You saw that dunk today as Baylor won again, advancing to the Elite 8. Short jumper won't fall for Smith, but an offensive rebound.
There is a 5-inch difference between Griner and Elizabeth Williams, but yet the impact as the ACC's Defensive Player of the Year is still noted.
McKenna puts it on the floor, into traffic, turns it over.
And McKenna's going to have to take some shots when she gets to the paint. It allows Duke off their defense to transition.
And Liston with the layup. She's really turned her game up since the NCAA tournament began.
Nadira McKenna is a terrific combo guard. She got the power dribble on the way to the basket. She's very strong, plays the game on balance.
Good screen set by Stevens. This time McPherson's 3 won't go though. Gray, who averages 5 rebounds a game, a ton for a point guard, driving the court, and a blocking foul. That's 2 on
tonight, but also over the course of the season, she is their player that works hard in the post all the time to create angles for the penetration to the lane. Now Duke doesn't have to respect the interior game as much.
And Duke with a foul. St. John's.
McKenna to look for her own offense.
Lost in the regional final each of the last 2 years. Last year to UConn as Smith is able to score, and then Baylor in 2010. As you look at this Duke team, what's the difference with this squad compared to the last 2 years where they lost in the regional final?
Elizabeth Williams, she's that good, and she matters so much to what they do on both ends of the floor. She anchors their defense with her shot blocking ability. She also is their go-to on the block. She can score, she can turn.
Gray will throw it into the backcourt. Liston will track it down.
And right now with Shanika Smith guarding Chelsea Gray, Joanne McCauley wants Trisha Liston running the set the offensive point guard position.
Selby didn't need to take the shot. There still was 4 seconds on the timer there. And now St. John's in transition. Smith tipped by Duke, so it will stay St. John's ball.
Offensive portion of the floor.
Elizabeth Williams on the bench as Kathleen Shear comes in the game. And Smith misses the short J. And Duke going small now.
Well, Werner is 6'5". I mean, they do have Elizabeth Williams off the floor. Anytime she's not on the floor, I would say this would be small.
Chelsea Gray having a great first half. She gets Duke within 2. She has 8 points.
St. John's doing a good job of getting somebody to that high post area against that matchup zone.
Shot clock at 8. Timer's at 4. McKenna on the drive. And Vernere may have gotten a piece of that. Duke with a chance to tie or maybe take the lead on this possession. Gray with a great no-look feed. And Thompson commits her second.
Like that.
Berneray misses both free throws. So again, not a bad foul on the hard hack right before the timeout.
But I will say this about Tennessee. It's hard to underestimate the emotion that those seniors line. Or at least you have an idea of how long and athletic she is. But boy, she played terrific today. And that pass that she made on the break was something I'd not ever seen her do before. That was more impressive to me than the dunk, because I've seen her dunk plenty of times.
Yeah, that's old news. Done twice in an NCAA tournament for her. Not a big deal. Berneray tried the high-low pass, saved by Shear. And out of control was Clea Johnson, a freshman, gets.
And Deshina Stevens has 10 points in 7 minutes in the first half. That's how hot she was to start the game.
And Duke's been on a run since she went to the bench, and they got it tied up at 17. Tough shot with the defender contesting, but Wachuku wearing that mask after she broke her nose in 4 places in late February against West Virginia.
Caused her to miss 4 games because she had concussion-like symptoms to go along with it.
Gray faked the pass, drove, and then went off the foot of it.
I mean, look at those numbers right there. They're first in those categories. Look at the field goal percentage. How about outside the arc? 50% against 2 what I would call not pressure teams, Samford and Vanderbilt. St. John's is a pressure team. If they're going to win this basketball game, they've got to do a better job of pressuring without fouling. You can't put Duke in the bonus this early.
Well, they missed Haley Peters there, and Peters with an easy bucket. She's playing with 2 fouls for Duke. She has 5 points to lead the way for the Blue Devils. Shanika Smith off target.
So you have nobody going to the glass while Deshina Stevens is on the bench with those 2 fouls. With St. John's team speed and their ability to play transition defense, they might consider sending a couple of other people to the glass, because I think they can get back.
Selby on the drive. Finds Williams, good pass. And Williams with her first field goal, and Duke has the lead.
What a nice drive by Shea Selby. And Elizabeth Williams sliding into her vision.
First lead of the night for Duke, the 2 seed. Stanford is the 1 seed in this region and will play next against South Carolina. That game on ESPN2.
You got to be careful about taking the ball to the corners against this matchup zone. Duke likes to trap those.
Shot clock down to 3. Smith hanging in the lane. Couldn't tip it in, and cleared by Peters.
And Shanika Smith is getting some opportunity. She's going to have to be able to make some plays right now while Deshina Stevens sits. And watch the poise and composure that number 12 in white plays with. Just a sophomore, but one of the top point guards in the nation.
That's a young Duke team. We talked about Williams as a freshman.